Are you a champion at life? We're going to talk about how you can become one on today's podcast. Hi, my name is Michael Johnson. I'm a ballroom dance professional, a life coach, and a peak performance expert. I'm part of a group of motivated people who are dedicated to attaining emotional mastery and unlocking our full potential. We don't believe others are responsible for how we feel. In fact, we don't believe anyone can make us feel anything. We believe in the magic of ballroom dance. It has taught us how to improve our bodies, challenge our minds, and inspire our souls. And in return, I want to share those lessons with the world. We are lifers, and this is Magic for Life. Hey guys, Michael Johnson here with the Magic for Life podcast. I'm so excited you could join me today to talk about one of my favorite subjects. You always hear me in the intro say, I train champions at life. And I get to use ballroom dance as a catalyst to do that, but there's all sorts of other ways that we need to become champions at life and that we should strive to do it. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that today and talk about becoming a champion at life, becoming a lifer. And this is a big deal for us because if we can become a lifer, then the things that we shoot for and the things that we're trying to attain, championships or titles or getting the win, whatever that win is for you, are going to become more sweet. The victory is going to become better at the end. I've had so many champions in the dance world that I've trained that have come out of winning that championship, and within days they're just looking at it going, well, is that it? Is that all that there was? And ultimately that win, that title, that championship, just, it was good. It was good for the second, for the moment, but then there was more. And as we prepare to move through life, and as we are listening to this podcast and other podcasts that maybe inspire us, we want to be able to find ways to improve our lives and become lifers, become champions at life. So how are we going to do that? Well, we look to some of the greats that are out there that have won championships and shown us the way. You know, you look at somebody like LeBron James, and he's won many titles in basketball with multiple teams. And at this stage in the game, he's also showing us off the court that being a philanthropist and being somebody who donates to charity and helps improve people's lives is something that is important and something that is valuable to be able to live a very healthy and championship level life, not just life where you're trying to attain a title on the court. In most of our cases, maybe we have something else. Maybe we're not professional basketball players, but maybe we are dancers. Some of you out there are dancers. Some of you out there have professional careers that you're shooting for, trying to become accountants, lawyers, doctors, or maybe you're already there. And if any of those things are true, you've had to have realized on the way that attaining a championship level life is equally important to attaining the championship. How do we do that? Well, we have to go after things like the mind, the body, and the soul. I call it the triangle. We have to improve our bodies, we have to challenge our minds, and we have to inspire our souls. And we have to do this on a regular basis for balance. And without that balance, life gets a little challenging. And you might have experienced this along the way. Maybe you put a lot of focus into one area and you start to do well and you start to accomplish things in that one area. And then something in another area falls short. Maybe you fall flat in another piece. Maybe the mind or the body or the soul give out on you because you've put so much into another area. One of the things I love about dance is it does challenge all three of those areas. It makes you work your body. It helps you keep yourself in shape. It does challenge your mind to improve, even if the improvements are coming small and inches at a time. And there is that element of it being an art and artistic and being able to listen to music but express yourself through your body. This is why I love dance. Not everybody loves dance, and that's okay. There are plenty of things out there, and you might have your own thing that you love. But I want you to think about this for a second. How can you balance that out? You know, so often we get caught up looking to the future or dwelling on something bad that happened in the past. And we know now that because of great leaders before us and because of people who have led the way teaching us that the present is the most important part. So I came up with these 3 things for you to think about. We do want you to learn from the past. You have to go back in your history and you have to be able to say, okay, you know what, I'm not going to do that anymore, or I learned from that mistake, or I'm going to do this better because I learned from this already. So we can't be blind to our history. And that's important. But we also can't dwell on it. We can't focus on the past. So many times you see that that groups keep focusing on what the history was, but that history might have been hundreds of years ago, 200 years ago, and they're focusing on things that maybe aren't the healthiest because they put all of their energy into what happened, what did happen, instead of what is happening currently. We have to learn from our past. We have to learn from our mistakes. We have to learn from the things that our forefathers did before us that were wrong and that were right, and we have to get better at them. And that's what the history is for. And that's the importance of really focusing a little bit of energy into what our past was. So you have to learn from that past. But you also have to let the future guide you. You have to be able to look ahead and say, yeah, I can see this as being something better than it was. I can see that where we're going and where we're heading could be this. And so you imagine in your mind how things could be. But you can't stay there. You can't stay in the future because it's not real. Not yet. And that's the thing. We want to be able to have good vision. We want to be able to see where it is we're going, see what it is that we'd like to accomplish. And then, because we've learned from the past and we've tried to improve from our mistakes, and because we're focusing on what vision we have and what kind of future we could have, then we have to focus on the journey. We have to focus on what we're doing right now, in this moment. What are you doing every day to accomplish that thing? My daughter was recently starting her own business, and it's important. I told her today, you must focus a little bit at a time. Focus on one piece at a time. Go in and start building it. Go in and start building each piece. Don't try to do the whole thing at once because it's overwhelming and you may not continue. But focus on one piece at a time and enjoy the journey, because this thing that you're building could be so important. It could change the lives of many. And that's the idea. We've got to focus on the journey. What are you doing today? What are you doing right now? Well, right now you're listening to this podcast, and I'm hoping that it'll influence your path just a little bit so that today you'll focus on the journey. You'll focus on the things that are most important to you, because maybe you've learned your lessons from the past, and maybe you have a good guiding focus for what you'd like to attain in the future. And now today, in this moment, in this minute, this is when you get to decide what you're going to do and how you're going to do it in this moment. So focus on the journey and enjoy the thing that you're doing. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's fun, but no matter what it is, you've got to learn to enjoy that journey. We want to learn how to learn better. We've got to get curious. We've got to work on our mental strength. We've got to find ways to challenge our mind every single day. We've got to improve our bodies. And there's so many different ways to do that. Go to the gym. Go to water aerobics. Learn to ballroom dance. I love dancing. Ballroom dance will do a lot for you if that's something you're interested in. You've got to find things that inspire your soul. What inspires your soul? Is it helping other people? Is it giving back to a charity? Is it music? Is it dance? Is it the arts? Do you love to draw? What is it that inspires your soul? What thing is it? Is it creating a new program in JavaScript or PHP and coding? Is it coming up with a new business idea that's going to help millions of people or improve their lives? What is it that inspires your soul? These are the things that we have to do to become a champion at life. These are the things that we need to focus on our journey moving forward. So one more time, let me repeat it. I want you to make sure that you've learned from the past. Don't ignore your history, but don't dwell on it either. I want you to focus on your future goals. What do you want? What do you want in your life? Where do you want to go? Have some vision. Look forward and see where it is that you're going, what you'd like to attain. Because if you don't know what you want, then the world will decide for you. And then, once you know those things and once you've learned from those things, then focus on the journey, focus on the now. Each minute you're living right now is the most important minute. And so make the best of it. I hope this has helped you. And if you know somebody that you believe this podcast would help, please share it with them. That's how we know to keep doing it and to keep putting effort into making this something that will be out there for everybody to listen to and hopefully benefit from. But please share it with somebody, like it. If you're on iTunes, please leave us a couple comments. We'd love to hear from you. And hopefully you enjoy the podcast. Let us know. Please feel free to email us at dancemaj@gmail.com and let us know what you think of the podcast. We'd love to hear, and it's exciting for us to hear how it's affecting your world. Anyway, hope you enjoyed today's podcast. We'll see you on the next one, and take care. Are you loving Magic for Life? Please like and share our podcast on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Want more magic for your life? Join me for some great Facebook Lives on the official Facebook page at Michael A. Johnson Official.